Alrighty, hello again and welcome to Learning Coach Academy for today, Monday, April 17th. I am Rebecca McAlpine and I'm thrilled and excited to be your host today for talking about all things engagement opportunities for the rest of the school year. We'll do some brief discussions about all things engagement opportunities, and then we'll kind of talk through what's left in terms of engagement in this school year. As the director of engagement, this work is super close to my heart, and so I'm really excited to talk about it when we get there, because first on our agenda, we'll do mission and vision, values in the MMU, and then we'll talk through those things. And if we have enough time, we'll get through the live walkthrough of resources, but we may run out of time. If that is the case, and you would like a live walkthrough of resources, I will be more than happy to schedule a time with you and we can do that together. So our mission and vision, central to everything that we think, say, and do here at Compass, and so also are our core values of achievement, respect, teamwork, integrity, and communication. Alrighty, so that MMU is so important. It comes out every Monday morning at 8 a.m. with so much helpful information. So we're going to jump over here and talk through today's MMU. So of course, we've got our message from our superintendent and CEO, Liz Brenner. Here we talk through a little bit about our Rising Firebird Scholarship, as well as the Loud and Proud Scholarship. Not to forget here the well wishes for spring break. Hope all of you had a great spring break. Welcome back from spring break. Happy getting back into the grind today. And so also there is a note here about our CAST assessment. This week begins that makeup window. So we have big thank you to all of our scholars who have completed their assessments. And we still need to increase our participation rate to meet that 95 requirement by the state. So each scholar who does not participate will be assigned a negative score for their assessment, which ultimately has an impact. And so these scores are way below what we know our scholars can achieve. And we want to make sure that we impact the achievement level of our school all around. So just a quick call to let's come together as a community. I know last week at LCA we talked about it. I think it was all the scholars that were, all the learning coaches said that all of their scholars in the last week's session had already completed their assessment. So big thank you to that. And so if you've already completed it, just a big thank you. If you're watching the recording and you need any support, please let us know. We'd be happy to provide that for you. So a quick reminder on how does the MMU work. We've got that all scholar news, and then we could break down into grade levels. And so we've got our upcoming meetings and events at the top. We've got option and online specific news there in the middle, as well as our assessment information. If you still need a refresh, or if you need a refresher on all things CAST, there's a CAST document there. But you can, of course, just reach out directly to your supervising teacher. Also, we're going to do a CAST participation raffle and rally. So please join us on Friday, May 12th at 1 p.m. To celebrate the completion of CAST. And so there's some more information there in the MMU that you can read about. I know we want to protect all of our time and not read too much. So as you keep going down here, you'll see some information from department specific, as well as that highlight on our scholars of the month for this last month. And then we've got elementary news with a club spotlight, middle school counseling and a club spotlight, as well as high school with just a brief note there, as well as a club spotlight, and then some closing notes there. So that's our MMU for this week. Alrighty, so moving right along here, I want to just stop first and talk about our team. So hi, I'm Rebecca McAlpine, the Director of Engagement. On our team, we also have Danielle Del Negro, our Engagement Coordinator, and Ashley Doherty, our did I say Engagement Coordinator? I think I did. And then Ashley Doherty, our Orientation Coordinator. Maybe I in my mind, I thought I said Engagement Coordinator, maybe I didn't. So we've got Danielle Del Negro, Engagement Coordinator, and then Ashley Doherty, Orientation Coordinator. Okay, so talking through all of the various opportunities that we have here, we've got scholar-facing opportunities within engagement, and then we have also learning coach-facing opportunities. So those include, some of our scholar opportunities include scholar clubs, virtual scholar workshops, and field trips. And so we've got clubs meeting on Monday afternoons, virtual scholar workshops on Friday afternoons, and then field trips are in person, and those are offered in various areas that we serve here, and they are offered on a monthly basis. Also within our scholar opportunities, we have scholar recognition and scholar celebrations. We'll also talk a little bit later on about something else that we have implemented this year and piloted, and it's been a great process so far, is our asynchronous community service. So you're going to hear a little bit about that as well, in addition to these offerings. So scholar recognition, we've got so many different awards that our scholars can be eligible for. Those are available on our website. And then also we have our scholar celebrations. Those are held at the end. They're a combination of virtual and in person. We're going to talk about those more in depth because they are right around the corner. And so I'll be able to get into those into more detail here in a little bit. So Learning Coach Academy, you already all know about Learning Coach Academy because you are here. So that is one of our main Learning Coach opportunities, but we also have Weeks of Welcome and we also have Mini WOW as well. So Weeks of Welcome are held prior to the semester starting. So we have the welcome back nights, the orientations, and the open houses. Those happen in prior to semester 1, and then semester 2, we see that Mini WOW being offered, where this past year it was on demand. So there were recordings that could be viewed for those top tips for success as we start into that next second semester. And then we also had a follow-up session to answer any questions that might have come up from watching those on-demand recordings. Okay, so now what I wanted to jump into, those were kind of overviews and kind of things that are already at the forefront of everybody's mind in terms of kind of the overview of what engagement offers. Now I wanted to go into some more details about certain things that we have within the department that are either new or have just additional details that I'd love to share out about. One of the things also that I'd like to circle back to is talking through our team. And as you hear kind of different things that are discussed, you might think, oh, is that with Danielle? Is that with Rebecca? Is that with Ashley? It's kind of, you know, we all wear different hats here within the department. And so things that we all are very aware of the different offerings. But for instance, like things that Danielle Del Negro would oversee would be like our field trips, our virtual scholar workshops, assemblies, the asynchronous community service. Examples of things that Ashley oversees: she obviously oversees our orientation, she oversees our scholar clubs program, and things like that. So just kind of that larger overview. We go into more depth in terms of what does each team member oversee at each of our Weeks of Welcome program. And so you can always jump into those programs in here for the upcoming school year, you know, what hats are, who's wearing which hats, so we make sure that that information is clearly communicated. Assemblies. So assemblies we've held over the course of the school year. You can see here the ones that are coming up. We have the Asian Pacific Heritage Month Assembly, the Jewish American Heritage Month Assembly, and the LGBTQ Pride Month Assembly. Those are all coming up here in May and June. Assemblies this year, we piloted having no registration required. So for the previous 3 assemblies that have already happened, scholars can just jump into have been able to just jump into those if they'd like to participate. And so for these remaining ones, we'll do that same process of the no registration required. Alrighty, so as I promised, we would talk through community service here, and that we've been doing this asynchronously as well as synchronously, and that happens within our virtual scholar workshop space. But asynchronously, and perhaps some of your scholars might have participated or signed up to participate. In March, we had a greeting and cards for hospitalized kids, where we provided the supplies for scholars to complete greeting cards and send those off for hospitalized children. And then that way, there's a way to give back to our community in an asynchronous fashion. So just completed on their own time, but it's still part of our larger effort. And then we're also doing the same thing in April, or during this month, with Kids Meal Incorporated lunch bag decorating. So sending over those supplies so that we can decorate lunch bags. And I can provide those links here in a little bit so you can kind of look over both of those projects and what that looked like. And then the company fills the bags that we decorate, fills the bags with the lunches, and we send that little encouragement of joy. Oh, Charlene, thank you for letting me know that. We can circle back on that for you today. Don't leave until we circle back on that for you. I'll get down your information, and we'll make sure that you find out what happened. And then synchronous, we have one coming up in May. The Humane Society, actually, we'll be working with them in the month of May, and so great opportunity there to complete synchronize. Well, that is really sorry. Pause in the chat there. Thank you, Charlene. We are going to circle back on that. The this month one has not gone out yet, but the other one we'll definitely talk about the greeting card one. And then we have the synchronous instruction virtual scholar workshop for that synchronous community service. So we're doing that together. So those are some community service opportunities that are housed within our department. As I mentioned earlier in the MOU, we highlighted this, and so I just wanted to highlight it here as well, that we do have a participation raffle and rally coming up. So as long as our scholars have completed the assigned CASP assessments, they will be entered into this raffle and be able to, everyone can participate in the rally, but to be in the raffle, you need to complete those assigned CAS assessments. If all those CAS assessments are completed before the rally, scholars will be entered for a chance to win a $50 gift card to Target or a webcam. So everybody can join in for that live raffle and rally to celebrate completing CAS, and then also see, scholars can see if their name is drawn. And that is happening on Friday, May 12th at 1 p.m. And again, here's just a quick overview of all that information that I already shared. I got too excited on the previous slide to share it all. And the link here I can put into the chat after we are wrapped up today. The link there takes to the calendar item with that additional information there. Okay, so Scholar Celebrations. We've got Scholar Celebrations coming up here at the end of the school year, and kind of talking through some different ones that we have. We have our virtual award ceremonies. Then we have our NHS induction ceremony. So all of these are held virtually. Our virtual award ceremonies are for online elementary, online middle school and high school, and then options elementary, options middle and high school. We acknowledge honor roll semester 1, scholars of the month, core values for both semesters, and then Firebird of the year. And then our NHS induction ceremony welcomes our new scholars into the NHS program. They've already been a part of the program since they've been accepted into NHS, but we hold it once a year to celebrate those who have been inducted since the previous induction ceremony. So those are some of our virtual celebrations. Talking a little bit more about virtual celebrations, we've got our kinder celebration and our 5th grade culmination coming up, and those are also held virtually, both on June 13th, respectively, 2 to 2:30, 3 to 3:30, and then we have a 15-minute reception after, where it's a little bit more formalized for that half-an-hour process. We have a guest speaker, things like that, and Liz Brenner will be our superintendent and CEO, will be hosting the celebrations. And then we do a little brief ceremony after, so people can unmute and turn their cameras on and give shout outs to their promoting scholars. And then there's packages that go home as well. So those packages have a certificate, a bumper sticker, and more. As I already mentioned, those additional details there are listed at the bottom for those virtual scholar celebrations. Okay, so also we have scholar celebrations that are held in person. Those are held the week of June 20th or June 19th. We're closed on June 19th, so June 20th week. And Wednesday, June 21st is at Medeiros in Poway. Thursday is in the Carson Event Center in Carson. And then Friday is at Lafayette's Veterans Memorial Center in Lafayette. So 12th grades at 10 a.m., 8th grades at 8 a.m. There's light refreshments served. Caps and gowns will be provided for our 12th grade scholars. And then there's optional slideshow for scholars at both ceremonies. If they'd like to be highlighted in it, they can opt in on our form. If you have a 12th or 8th grader, most have already RSVP'd. We are missing a handful of RSVPs still, so we would love it if you could still receive the RSVP from you either way, whether you plan to attend or not. You can also be highlighted in our live stream of these ceremonies if, in fact, the in-person location does not work for you. Okay, so there are additional resources. So we've got our Parent Square calendar, and then the engagement of the engagement section of our Compass website, as well as submitting an event idea. So I'm going to jump over to our engagement section of the Compass website here. I think a lot of us here are pretty familiar with the Parent Square calendar, but I will happily, if anybody wants to see that, I'll circle back to that for everybody. But when you are coming to this part of our website, so you'll click on Parents and Scholars, then you'll navigate down to the bottom, click on Engagement, and then head on into here. So right here, the events calendar will take you to our Parent Square calendar. So it's right there, a one-stop shop. Also, we've got additional information about our field trips and our enrichment opportunities and things like that. So you can kind of see that overview of everything that we have offered there. We'll come back to this one here in the middle. All those award opportunities are included here along with descriptions. And then also our Scholar Clubs program is overviewed here with detailed instructions on how to join, as well as the link to sign up, as well as the link to view all of our Scholar Clubs. And so this is a great one-stop shop for all things engagement. And then jumping over here to submitting an event idea. This is a really great way to let us know if you come across anything that you'd like for us to research. We're always looking for new and fun ideas and ways that we can incorporate it. So you can submit here a virtual event. You can also submit here an in-person event. Note that we are usually a handful of months out from whenever you would submit the idea. So we will need to research it and then look for the next available opening. And we are months ahead of ourselves in terms of planning at all times, because as you can imagine, there's lots of things that go into launching all the things that we do here within engagement. And so it's not like usually it's not usually a immediate turnaround in terms of, unless there's a spot that's opened up or things like that. Sometimes things like that, of course, happen. But here is that event option, or submitting an event option, then you can click submit, and that comes to our team as well. Okay, so jumping back over here, of course, I know we want to wrap up by 11:20. So, oh, that is the wrong button. Hold on a second here. Alrighty, so with that being said, I do want to just pause here now to see if there are any questions. For those watching the recording, thank you so much for watching. We're so grateful that you took the time to review this. And then for those who are here live, I will take your questions now. So for those watching the recording, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And then for everybody here live, I'd love to answer your questions about all things engagement.